Welcome back to Because We Got High with Rhea, Kelly, and Bree. This is episode 14, letter N, Narcissists, Nudes, and Nightmares. We are recording this like a week early, which we never do. It's early. It's a Friday. Early on a Friday morning. Not the ideal, optimal time to record.
Nope. Like we said.
Like Thursday nights are fun nights.
Thursday nights are fun nights. Like we have established before, none of us like the morning that much.
No.
So, but yeah, here we are. Here we are doing this, grinding it out.
For you guys. We're
for
doing it for
all
you.
of you. For all of you.
Yes, absolutely.
And also for us a little bit.
And for us as well.
Yeah.
And this podcast is presented to you. Letter N. We've arrived. We're making our way down the
downtown.
Yeah, no.
I like that.
It sounded good until it came out of my mouth.
No, I liked it. I cut you off and I didn't realize you were going to change up the words, and
well, of course.
I liked it.
We're going down the alphabet, not downtown.
And now we're at N.
Yeah. We
okay.
got it. Everyone's got it. They're like,
It's a little
stop singing.
It's a
little much for that. A little much.
Yeah.
For that.
Oh my God, Noah, are you rolling?
Damn,
up
Noah.
with your leaf in the corner? No,
Wow.
he's not. No, he's not.
Wow.
He's not doing that.
I don't know. Looks like it. His back is to me at this moment. He could be rolling
Noah's
up
like, I'm
all
sick
kinds
of
of
you
legal
bitches. I need to
rolling
my
papers.
OCB rolling papers right now.
Yeah.
All right, letter N. We've arrived. Like we said, I just redid the intro.
We're just trying to get into it. Want me to take it away with some facts? Let's start us off
No.
with a definition, maybe.
Listen, I'm feeling it out. You know what I mean? Like
I know, girl.
I'm not trying to dive right into the letter right away.
I
you know,
get it.
like what's going on in our lives? You
What
know,
is
let's
going
do a
on in our lives?
Little update.
What's happening?
What?
You're doing. Breeze. Breeze
for
still drunk from last
That's
night.
an M. That's a heart.
That's an O.
Peace and love.
That's a heart. Yeah.
Top of a penis.
That's a heart or an O. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is that an N?
Yeah. Actually, yes. Yes, it
Okay.
is.
Wait.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
There you go.
I think
I
so.
did it. Okay.
Got
I'm
it.
hungover and I'm feeling crazy
Yeah, Bree.
today.
What'd you do last night, Bree? Tell us
I
about it.
went nothing like crazy, nothing fun. I just went out for drinks and kept going. Couldn't stop. Kept
That always is how it goes. I feel
Yeah.
whenever
was
I go out, it's the same
Thursday.
thing. I'm like, I'll just go out and have one drink, and then all of a sudden I'm blacked out.
Yeah, that's what happens.
You don't want it to end.
Bree, you
Yeah.
gotta stop rolling on the floor of New York City.
I wasn't. She was.
The streets of New
True.
York, well, both of you, the streets of New York City are disgusting.
That's why I'm immune
and
to
you're
everything.
so
like,
gross.
And you're like rubbing your face against the glass of a door.
That's because
on a-
actually, no, it's for herd immunity, and that's why I'm immune to
course.
everything because
Okay.
I get dirty.
So you're just like getting down and dirty.
If I
rubbing
get
your
down
shit
and
on.
dirty, it's just like my immune system can fight anything off because I've had it all.
I
kinda get
guess.
that, to be honest.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like even before Corona, like I would never touch my face on the glass of somewhere in New York City. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the difference
I think
between me and you.
it really just depends. It just
I would.
depends because she's right about the herd immunity thing and low key. Because can I tell you guys a confession?
Sure.
At the beginning of COVID, when everybody was like staying inside, obviously, but got really fucking crazy about washing their hands every 30 seconds, like really insane about it, where it was almost like you're gonna wash your own shit all, like you're washing your hands too much, you know? I didn't change up my hand washing style at all. I didn't do anything
I
different.
never have. I wash my hands when it's
I did
needed.
not increase my hand washing. I said, you know what? No, I'm not going to suddenly wash my hands 14 times a day. I never do that.
Because then you get
And
sick.
I didn't.
You get
And
sick.
I, you know, I've been okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I know that's a big confession. I know that's a
what you
controversial thing to say. I did not change up my hand washings at all. Not once.
Do you guys
I maybe
wash your
do.
hands every single time after you pee?
If I'm at my house, no. But
Yeah,
if I'm
no,
places,
but
yes.
here's
What
the
do you
thing, I've
define
become-
washing your hands as?
Oh yeah, good question. Like a full fucking happy birthday
Like-
end of the
I
thing.
define it
I also
as,
have never done that.
But
Someone
a
else
lot
is
of
in the
people,
bathroom,
I
I need
think,
to
just
pretend
kind
I'm
of
washing my hands.
put their hands under the water and no soap. You're technically washing your hands.
No,
Yeah.
that's not hand
No,
wash.
for-
But I
You
mean,
need
you're
soap,
washing
right?
your hands with
I guess
water.
you are.
No, but the water doesn't do anything. For me, I feel like if I'm going to even turn the water on, I got to throw soap on there.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah,
I'm
that's
washing
true.
my hands, I'm washing my hands. Here's the thing. If I know after I leave the bathroom, I'm going to be like eating something, then I wash my hands.
Yeah,
you know, if
that's-
I'm like going to the bathroom right before I'm about to eat dinner, I'm like, oh, I got to wash my hands. 'Cause
Yeah.
for some reason, I've become more like grossed out by that. But otherwise, at your own house, it's like, oh, you
This is
know,
all my own
it does
power.
cross my mind every time I finish going to the bathroom. I'm like, should I wash my hands?
Sometimes,
right now?
you know what I've done in my house right now? I got these things that I have up on my like next to my sink on my kitchen counter. I got 3 matching like dispensers that are just glass, and I have regular soap in one, dish soap in another, and hand sanitizer in the last one. So I use that hand sanitizer a lot. It's like pretty easy for me. You know, I don't have to like dig into my purse every time.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Do you guys think a hand sanitizer is just equivalent to washing your hands?
I tell myself that that's true.
Me too.
I always am like, oh no, I
feel
think
like
it's
it's
like
better.
better.
stronger. I think it's better.
I
I think it's
personally
better.
think hand sanitizer is stronger. You got
Yeah.
that alcohol smell.
Totally
like
agree.
that's gonna
You
kill
can get it
everything.
Totally agree.
everywhere.
Right, and like
Yeah.
soap is like what?
Totally agree.
What is
What even
soap?
is soap?
The only time I'm
Soap's a
really,
myth.
I think the hardest I wash my hands is after I do my makeup because I got makeup all over my hands.
That's
I
a
always
good
do
point.
a makeup remover on my hands
Oh,
after.
that's smart. Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
All
no,
right,
I
now
do.
everyone's listening to our sanitary habits, which
Are pretty bad.
I don't know how we got in
they're
there,
like-
but yeah, I
because
don't
you
know how
had a
we
confession, and we're proud of you for coming forward.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, it
We
was a
will
big
not
thing to get off my
judge
chest.
You. We will not.
Thank you for that.
I'm with
But no,
you
I
on
didn't.
that.
And to be
I
honest,
stand with Kelly.
Yeah, I feel like I said, knock on wood. I made it. I haven't had COVID, so
I made it this far.
Yeah, neither have I. And I
Sounds
just
like
feel
wow.
like I've talked about this. I feel like it's coming for me. Noah said I had survivor's guilt.
you definitely have survivor's guilt. You definitely have survivor's guilt. I don't really have survivor's guilt. I'm more so I'm just like I feel like it's
a
coming for me
champion.
though.
I'm like, I can't
Oh yeah,
be
you
stopped.
too. Yeah.
Did you have it though? I feel
No.
like you had it.
I never tested positive.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I had the same thing. I never tested positive, but I was sick as fuck, all the same symptoms a week after one of my best friends got back from Paris at the beginning of February. That's
Yeah.
the only thing I can pinpoint as like, was that it? But I never
never got
I
the
never did an
antibody
antibody
test.
test. No. They also said that by the time I was like, oh, maybe I'll go do that, they said like, oh,
could-
it
they
only
could be
lasts for
gone.
6 months or whatever. I was like, fucking. ugh,
I don't know. I feel
ridiculous.
like there's a
That-
lot of
Fuck that noise.
misinformation.
Yeah, I feel like there's misinformation everywhere.
Like,
I don't
does it-
believe anything.
alright.
I don't believe the world. You know what I'm saying? You know me.
Yeah,
you know I don't
everything's a
believe
lie.
shit. I don't believe shit. But I do believe that COVID is real. I will say
Yeah,
that on
definitely.
record.
Yeah,
definitely
I'm
believe
glad
it's
you
real.
said that.
Yeah.
I'm glad we put
I
that
don't believe
on the table.
everybody's bullshit like, oh, in this time, in this story, in this and that. I think it's all ridiculous, but I do believe that people are getting sick, obviously.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like on TikTok, we were just talking about like on TikTok with all the vaccines where people are like, this is what happened to me after I got a vaccine. And it's like, you could easily lie. Like
I
think
bet majority of people are lying.
on there that
I
they're
bet they
like,
are.
I'm just like,
Also, it's
wouldn't
one
we
out of
hear
so
about
many.
this? You know, wouldn't we hear about this?
Exactly. We'd
this
hear it on the
young,
news.
This young girl getting a vaccine and then like shaking uncontrollably after and like is in the hospital for weeks. Like,
see,
wouldn't
now I'm
we?
scared to get the
Wouldn't we
vaccine.
hear? No, but you can't believe that.
No, it's stupid. It's
Yeah,
people
but
are
here
ridiculous.
I am talking all this shit that I'm invincible, and then I'll get the
yeah, but I'm
vaccine
getting.
and
I got an
True.
appointment for the
die.
vaccine. I'm hype about it.
I'm allergic to peanuts. That was like supposed to be maybe a problem, and I got the vaccine in.
You're fine.
Oh wow, there you go.
Fine.
All right.
Yeah.
I also heard
Case closed.
filler. That's another thing.
Yeah,
like if
I
your
was
filler
scared of
can
that. Like
make your
Botox
filler
or
puff up.
something, if it
Yeah,
makes your face blow up.
makes your face blow up. Filler, I think not Botox. I think just filler. Which,
Okay.
Good news for
Interesting.
me.
Yeah.
Because
So no one famous can get the
yeah,
vaccine.
are any of them gonna get a vaccine?
They're like, my filler.
To be
I
honest,
feel like they
I don't know.
probably
If,
already got them
probably
under the table.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know
But
what I mean? Like I think the Kardashians got them.
have
They
we
all
seen
got
them posting about stuff that like now that you mention
No,
it, Brie,
because they
I feel like I
probably-
haven't seen celebrities posting about their vaccines.
Haven't
Because
seen one.
they're getting them probably without being like eligible, and then
Oh, I'm
if they
sure.
post that they got the vaccine, then all of a sudden people are like, "Oh my god, they got the vaccine before everybody else."
True.
Meanwhile, they probably got the vaccine as soon as it came out. They
It's so
probably got
true.
that shit
Yeah.
right away. You
That's-
know, Kris Jenner had somebody on call.
She
and
was
they,
probably-
and they
they're
came
probably
to
like-
the house to vaccinate
They
everybody.
probably were sitting like at the White House, wherever they made this decision. If Dr. Fauci, he's sitting around the circle and he's like, "Oh, listen, like who are the most
Oh
important?"
wait, no.
people?
Remember he
The
did
top-
have a call with all those celebrities. Fauci.
Really?
And Kardashian or Kim was one of them, I think.
That's
Wait, that's-
To like explain
Are you
everything.
sure about
no,
that?
No, I remember. I remember.
I believe you. I was like, I believe you because I did not know this though. This is crazy.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking like they're sitting around kind of conference call style where it's like the most important people in each like world. So it's like LeBron James and then also Kim Kardashian and then also like, you know, Jeff Bezos and like all the people who are like big name celebrities with like lots of influence. I bet they all got like almost as like an influencer package, but the vaccine. You know?
yes, and they're not going to post about it.
Yeah, no. They're not allowed to post about it, but they're all like the
when they're eligible. I think they will though, because then everyone will get
Then
it.
it's like, okay,
It's like,
you
I'm
know,
so-
everyone
For
can have
sure,
it.
I'm
yeah.
so cool. I got.
I would love to see. Yeah, we'll have to do
good.
some digging as far as like to see
I think the
time
Kardashians
stamps.
already have it. I think they have it
I bet they
already.
do. I bet they do.
Okay, anyways, let's get into the
Yeah.
three ends. We got Narcissists, Nudes, and Nightmares. We're going to start off with Narcissists. I feel like
You two are both narcissists.
Facts.
100%.
yes, so are you as well.
I was
Not.
like,
you
facts.
like some of the shit you guys say. I'm like, holy shit. how
Here's
can you
the
say that?
here's the thing.
I'm
about to
feel
read.
like
I'm about to read
everybody
it.
here is a narcissist.
I'm about to read the definition and we can decide. Narcissistic personality disorder. Disorder in which a person has an inflated sense of self-importance, Narcissistic personality disorder is found more commonly in men. The cause is unknown, but likely involves a combination of genetic and environmental factors. Symptoms include an excessive need for admiration, disregard for others' feelings, an inability to handle any criticism, and a sense of entitlement. The disorder needs to be diagnosed by a professional. Treatment involves talk therapy. It's rare and says there are fewer than 200,000 cases per year. So with that being said, I think it's interesting. Everybody likes to diaggnose themselves as a narcissist.
Yeah.
Myself
That's
included.
what I was
But
gonna
it's like
start
in
off.
reality,
Maybe like narcissistic tendencies.
Well, that's what I was going to start off by saying. Like, narcissist, I feel like it's thrown around as like a
Yes.
casual thing. Like,
Yes,
oh
it
yeah,
is.
you could say Kelly and I are narcissists, but like a true narcissist is like almost like a psychopath. Like they have no
It's that.
regard for anybody's feelings but their own. Like it's truly only about them.
yeah.
Some people can have like narcissistic tendencies and like
Yeah.
being into yourself or whatever that is. But I feel like that's like a fewer than 200,000 cases. Like that's like a diagnosed.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
think
crazy.
you've ever met a real narcissist like that?
I don't know if I have. Like I mean,
I
I
feel like
joke
they,
all the
like-
time about myself, but in reality, I know like I'm so incredibly insecure, and all I do is think of other people.
Yeah.
Not in real life, like, but I like to put on airs as if I like, oh, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That's not actually how I feel. But I wonder if there are people that I've met that truly
Think
think
they are the best.
that they are the best, and that nothing is better than them.
I don't know.
I
If
feel
I've
like-
met
I don't know.
any.
I feel like a lot of people, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, like you said, are like, oh my God, I'm the best. And it's more so like a joke because on the inside, you're
Yeah,
like
I'm
super
always being
insecure.
fake.
'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
so
on
I'm
the
always
inside,
fakely
you
saying
hate
that.
yourself.
Yeah.
But on the outside, you got to be like, I'm the best. Because if you don't say you're the best, like nobody else is going to think you're the best.
Totally
if
agree.
you don't
Very
say
true.
you're the worst all the
Smoke
time,
and-
people are
smoke
going to
and
be like,
mirrors.
you're
You're
the
the
worst.
Smoke and
So
mirrors.
I feel like that's more so the case where like someone can seem super overconfident, but on the inside, it's because they are insecure.
For sure.
Whereas like they're the narcissists, it's like they
That's
truly
their shit.
only
Believe
care about
everything they're
themselves. Like they really don't care about anybody else.
That's
at
their
all.
shit, yeah. And the thing too with
scary.
narcissists is they lie a lot. They're always lying. They're always lying to get their way, which I know, like we talked about how I'm a big liar, so it doesn't really help with my
Yeah, yeah.
argument that
I
I'm
don't
not a
believe
narcissist.
you're a true narcissist,
No, I don't think
though.
so either.
No.
I also think that you get like charmed and lied to and like manipulated by narcissists. Like that's I think a thing that happens, or they think that they're smarter than you, like that, all that kind of shit. I feel like are ways that you can pick up on it based on like, movies and reading things about it. But I don't know if I've ever really met a person that I can think to myself like, oh, that person was definitely a narcissist, or that person was really full of themselves.
I don't think I can.
People are always saying that Kim Kardashian is, speaking of the Kardashians, but I wonder if she really is. Like she's never like come out and like, yes, not that she ever would, I don't think.
I
but
feel like no. Like,
feel like
even
no as
though
well.
she's super into herself, obviously, but I just feel like there's like she cares about her kids. She
Yeah.
cares about her family.
Yeah.
I think she cares about other people. You know,
feel like there's a
I
line-
sound like I'm like Kim Kardashian is
Yeah.
becoming a lawyer.
Justice for Kim.
Like,
No,
come
I
on.
love Kim.
But I just
I
feel
almost wore a
like
Kim shirt
Then you
today.
could
There's
look at
like-
it like she's doing everything for herself to make herself look good because she's the best. I'm a lawyer because I'm Kim Kardashian. I can do anything.
True, could be.
True,
but you know what?
I feel like that's like believing in yourself in some sense. Like if you're gonna look at what she's got, she's like made a huge name for herself.
She's
Is
true.
really
Yeah.
successful. Has a lot of money. Like
Do you think that people often mistake the difference between vanity and narcissism? Like I feel like
Yes.
she's just super vain. Like she
Yeah.
just loves herself. She loves the way she looks, the way she acts, the things she does. She's proud of herself. She's like, she loves the businesses she's built, and she's super vain,
Just owning
certainly.
it.
But
proud of herself.
yeah, she's super proud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Which
like
I think is
I don't know,
fair.
she works hard.
Yeah, right. Like I feel like
Yeah.
if you
Who
put
works
in
hard
that
at
much,
that? So many
if you put
people
in
hate
that
that.
much effort,
Yeah.
then like go for it.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a cross between like psychopaths and narcissists. Like when we talk about the guy from Christian Bale, his name in the movie.
Say that again. Say the beginning.
Christian Bale, what's his name in the movie?
Patrick Bateman?
Patrick
Oh, yeah,
Bateman,
yeah. Sorry, I was reading
like,
my thing.
Isn't he a narcissist? Right? Because
Yes,
he's like
he's a
so,
yes,
you know,
he's a
he's got that whole
narcissist.
routine. He's all polished.
He, I think, is like he's a
obsessed with
narcissist,
himself.
and I also think he's like a sociopath at the same time. Like there's
Yes,
like a
like a
double,
cross
like a
in
double
there.
situation.
He was
Yeah, but
everything in
narcissist,
the
yes, is what is like his main thing. I was just reading. I have more facts about it, about Greek mythology, like the origins of narcissism, which I think is interesting. I don't know if you guys are interested in Greek mythology at all. I got weirdly obsessed with those stories, like the Odyssey. It's like they're all interesting stories to
I
me.
hated it because we had to read it so much.
We had to read it so much, but for some reason I was like very obsessed
What's
with
the
it.
one that starts with an M?
An M? I'm not sure,
A
but
book that starts with an M that's about we read it in English. This is gonna haunt me. Keep going. I'll think of it.
But this guy is Narcissus is like where this comes from. It says a young hunter believed himself so beautiful that he would reject anyone that fell in love with him. Plenty of men and women took their own lives in the name of Narcissus, something that he eventually did himself. Narcissus broke many maidens' hearts and a few men's hearts for good measure. It wasn't until Narcissus saw his reflection in the water one day that this arrogant boy full of boasting found in his image someone to fall in love with himself. So that's like the famous thing. It's like this man was so full of himself, he broke everybody's hearts. The only person he could fall in love with his own reflection. And so he ended up killing himself because he like can't be with himself. That's a narcissist.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
See, that's
Isn't that an interesting story?
That's like you are so obsessed with yourself. Like, is it like people who jerk off to themselves?
Listen to this.
Like looking
the
in
legend
the mirror.
the legend goes that Narcissus became so preoccupied with his beauty that he refused to eat and drink and eventually wasted away from the pain of unrequited love.
What? Imagine loving yourself.
What
that
a message
much,
too. Yeah.
that it kills you.
Literally. I think
powerful
I think that's
love.
fascinating. I think it's just like so
That's-
interesting. What an interesting story.
Like
I
that.
would like to feel that for a day.
Yeah, like I can't even imagine what that feels like, right? Like,
Yeah.
Being like,
because
"You
we
are
were
the
saying like,
best."
we'll be like, we're the best, but on the inside, like I hate like I'm like, oh, this is bad about me. I hate this
Yeah.
about me. I hate that about me. Like that type of person doesn't feel that way about themselves. They love themselves so much they can't be with themselves. There's nothing. They're
can't-
perfect.
they can't
They
live.
think they're absolutely perfect.
What do you think? Because I think to myself, I've been definitely like obsessed and in love with people, but never myself. Like I think
Right.
I wonder if more people were like that. If you like became that obsessed with yourself, I would also I think die probably. I'd be like, oh my God, like the way that I am obsessed, like the way I've seen myself be obsessed and be in love with other people. If I were to turn that on myself, I think I'd be like an insufferable person. Like
How
this-
would you
Yeah,
love?
you'd have to
I
be.
mean, how would you live with yourself if you were obsessed with yourself? Right? Like,
Right, I
if you
don't
were
know.
like, like.
I think you're right though.
I'm-
When you said
I'm-
jerk off yourself all the
yeah,
time.
like you like jerk off to yourself. Like
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about like me walking around thinking about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like me walking around being
You're
like,
like,
oh my
oh.
God, I'm so obsessed with her.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait to run into her. Like,
Yeah, like, how am I going to sit around and be like,
everything's
damn, like I didn't text me back. Like, what? You know?
Like, that sounds
It doesn't make any
crazy.
sense. It doesn't make any
Right?
sense.
Like, oh, she didn't pay enough attention to me today. And then it's just all of a sudden I have to like pet myself. Like that, all of it is
Yeah.
like it's not clicking
Well,
in
that's
my
kind
head.
of like-
Is that how they act?
That's like our boy Narcissus. He couldn't leave the side of his reflection. Like he had to sit on the
He had to-
riverbank and stare at himself because he was like, if I leave, I can't see myself, and I can't bear
she
to
had
be
to
away
have
from
gotten
myself.
up.
a fucking 10.
Must have been right.
Had
Like
to have been.
must have
Must have been
been.
the hottest guy in the village.
Must have been
back
so
then.
hot.
Maybe though, if you are like the hottest person in the entire world and you're like, damn.
Yeah, could be
I can't
whatever.
find anyone that
hottest.
looks like
I think it's interesting that the only treatment for narcissism is talk therapy. That's all you can do. Is just talk it out and try to learn to not be that way.
And then a therapist is just like,
It's like,
man,
damn,
you
like,
gotta
this-
like.
you can't
This
not be
sucks.
like you can't get away from that.
Yeah.
Imagine sitting down with a therapist as a narcissist, and the therapist is like, "There's gonna be better people out there than you." You know what I
Like,
mean? And
I
it's
promise. Like,
that's-
let yourself,
have to
let
take
yourself
that.
like someone
a
else.
lesson in general, right? Because people
Yeah.
are like, "Oh, there's always gonna be someone better. There's always gonna be someone who does something better." And it's like that's also a lesson for narcissists because they need to know that
Yes.
because they are too obsessed with themselves.
I read another headline, like some random thing. I was just looking up narcissists, and it said that narcissists are irritating but successful, meaning that they have like the mental toughness to like be successful in business or whatever because they
They don't believe criticism.
right they're like fine with arguing back with people or talking back or like doing whatever they need to get their way.
They really believe in themselves.
Right, exactly. So it's like you
like a
want to
blessing
hate
and a
them, but you
curse.
can't ignore the fact that they're like successful people.
I feel like it's almost, I don't know. Do you think it's more of a blessing or a curse? I feel like it's
I guess it
a
depends on
curse.
who you are.
Or
Depends on if we find out one day like Jeff
can't have
Bezos is
friends.
if Jeff Bezos is a narcissist, I'd be like, all right, well he must have used that to like grow his business because his business is fucking booming. And so
Yeah,
it's
it's
pretty good
popping.
idea. Pretty good idea. But if it's like, somebody who's not quite as successful or doesn't have a lot to show for it and is just kind of like a shitty person, then I probably would be like, that sucks.
Right, like if you're just like an average basic narcissist,
Yeah.
you gotta level up.
Yeah, you gotta do
It's
something
Like
to
you're loving
make-
yourself and
Right.
you're doing
Then
what?
nothing's
Do
happening.
we feel that way? Like narcissists have to go out of their way to make up for the fact that they are narcissists? I feel like smart ones would.
Yeah, if you're gonna
Like a
say you're so
sociopath
great,
would do that.
do something to prove it.
Totally.
Well, I think that's why a lot of people that are super successful would be seen as narcissists. You know, maybe they're not truly narcissists, like we said, like about Kim Kardashian, but they're always pinned as narcissists.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
It's like, oh, that person's a narcissist.
Yeah, it's like a
that
stigma.
Person's a narcissist. Yeah, it's a like when you said confusing the word vanity and narcissism. It's like, oh, well, I guess you're just tossing back and forth.
Right. It's like, what do you pick a lane. What do you think?
Spell narcissist if I tried.
Now that
like
I've written it like
necessary.
17 times since yesterday, and like
spell
typed it,
narcissist
I figured
or
it out.
necessary.
That's just a lot of C's and S's.
I always forget that narcissist, the first S is a C, not an S. It's NARCISSIST.
I'm a good speller. I could have
Yeah.
spelled that. See, is that
I'm a
like
good speller.
that's like a narcissistic thing to say? Is that I'm a good speller?
No, it's not. I'm also a good speller. You know that I won a spelling bee one time in the 2nd grade?
Oh, well, that's the 2nd grade.
Yeah, but I beat a 4th grader. And I was in the
so it was
paper.
above average.
I was in the paper. No big deal.
I had a terrible spelling bee story.
Oh, no? Tell it.
My 7th grade teacher fucked me so bad out of the spelling bee because
I didn't think spelling bees were real.
they
Yeah,
are
yeah,
real.
they're
We
real
have
as
them in
fuck.
school every
Movies.
year.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
no,
I've
we
never seen
had
one in my
spelling
To be
life.
honest,
bee.
I only ever had a spelling bee in Catholic school. Is it a Catholic school thing?
Well, you know I only went to Catholic
I know,
school.
but
So
now I'm wondering,
where
is
else-
it a
where else
Catholic
would
school
it be?
thing? Because I never had one in public school.
This spelling bee, I was like, I think maybe the third, like I was really in it. Like there was maybe like 3 people standing. And she goes, spell wholesale. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, wholesale? I've never heard that word before.
Oh.
And I was like, can you use that in a sentence? And then once again, she was like, wholesale. And I was like, okay. Because I'm thinking it's wholesale, like
right.
WH,
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, but she's saying wholesale. And this teacher really didn't like me. So I was like, I don't know which one to go with this. And I was like, I've never seen the word wholesale before, but she keeps saying it. So I guess I'm just going to have to spell it that way. And I spelled it like wholesale. And she was like, it's WHOLE. You know what I mean? And I was like, that teacher just didn't like me and was just pronouncing it wrong. Like she was
She's
like,
a cunt.
I would have
exaggerated, like, badgered her down.
Wholesale. And then I had, obviously asked everyone. I was like, she said wholesale, right? She said wholesale. My mom was there. I was like, she said wholesale, right? I will never forgive her.
Wholesale.
No, it's
I will
ridiculous.
never forgive her to
That's
this
frustrating.
day.
I would have questioned her to death. I would have been like, say it in like 14
No,
sentences.
I did. I was like,
don't-
say it in a sentence. Can you use it as in a like?
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. She just kept
say it
fucking
again.
up.
She just kept
didn't
saying
wanna
a
see
certain
you
way.
up.
What
No,
a
she didn't
bitch.
want to see me succeed.
She's a fucking hater.
What's the question? Like, what's the origin? Or like,
yeah. What is the origin of the word? Yeah.
Yeah.
From Latin roots. La 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 la. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, and very easy word to win on, right?
For
Yeah,
sure.
what the hell?
Damn, I'm really sorry that you're
okay.
that
That's all right.
the haters are catching up to you in the 7th grade.
No,
it's
it's
fucking
all right.
ridiculous.
That's all right. Yeah,
She's probably a
they stay
narcissist.
hating.
I don't know. Yeah, I think that the whole group of narcissists, the whole crew out there, I think that they are interesting people just to study. Like I would like to hang out with a narcissist just to like
meet one in
observe,
real life,
Like
yeah.
I feel like I would be interested in seeing how they act and what they do and what they say.
Right, like this guy who couldn't leave his reflection.
Yeah.
Do they have to
Narcissus,
carry around a mirror that just sits right here with them?
right?
And they can always look out of the corner of the eye
And just
their eye
glance
and just
through.
see themselves.
Are you guys obsessed with anything like that? Like, have you ever been so obsessed with something that it's like all consumed? You must have it with you at all times. Maybe it's not like your own reflection. Maybe it's something else.
Something that I've become so obsessed with it consumes me.
Little pet shops when I was a child.
What?
You remember those things?
Pet shops?
Little pet
I had
shops.
brought them everywhere. I talked to them. It was crazy. It
Oh,
was
that
like
is
3
wild.
years of an obsession.
Okay.
It's the only thing I've ever been obsessed with.
That's nice though.
The first thing that comes to my mind, I've been obsessed with many things.
Yeah, I believe
The
that.
first one that comes to my mind that's like was like a problem was the Price is Right Facebook game.
Ooh.
And I would miss school so that I could play the game. And I also had all the prices memorized and like a book.
Oh, shit.
And I had a book that I wrote down all the answers in.
Yeah.
So I would just play and gain all these points, but I knew all the answers. And I would like challenge people and I'd be like, oh, let's just play. And I was basically just like swindling them because I had all the answers written down. And it was a period I was legit obsessed with this game. That's the
so
first
funny.
one that comes to my mind because that one was like so out of the ordinary for me, whereas like other ones were like Disney Channel, like High School Musical. I was obsessed with High School Musical in a weird way, but like not so weird because I loved everything having to do with Disney Channel.
I was trying to think also, the first things that come to mind, of course, are like movies and TV shows. Like I was very obsessed with movies, but also I was really obsessed with the internet, to be honest. Like when it first came out, which was a time in my life. Like there was a time that there was no internet, and then the internet came out.
Yeah.
And once we got a computer and we had the internet, I like could not get off the internet, and I taught myself. I was really obsessed with making my own websites, like my own web pages. Taught myself how to like code. So I knew like code colors by heart. Like I don't know them anymore, but you know how like you can change colors in the background and whatever. I knew them. I like memorized them all. I knew all of the like codes for different music to play. I knew codes for different fonts, like weird shit. I like memorized all of it, and I could just like I would whip up a new website and be like, oh look, I made this in 15 minutes.
You're like a computer wizard.
Yeah, but then I forgot, and I like stopped doing it, and now I don't know how to do any of that shit anymore. It's also probably not the same stuff, but I can.
You let a good thing go. You let a good thing go.
I know. I could have been a billionaire now. I could have been a coder. Who knew that would be so.
You kind of have coder vibes.
Yeah, I feel like that right now. Is it because I'm wearing black and a shirt and a t-shirt right now?
Like when you would wear it if you were a cool coder showing up to work.
Yeah.
At your stand-up desk.
Yeah,
you know they don't sit down.
Wow.
They only
stand. Now I'm starting to get insulted. But I feel like I could do that. I would, but you know what? There's not enough sunshine in that job. You gotta like sit in the dark.
It's not rewarding enough.
No, it's not. No. It's not. What do we think about we can kind of transition to the next topic with this, but sharing photos and leaking photos on the internet, whether it be of yourself or of others, nudes.
Oh, you mean would we leak other people's photos?
Not like would you.
Oh, how
like,
do I feel about other people leaking?
Yeah, like what do you think about, do you think it's narcissistic to like leak your own sex tape? Like that's a funny thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's always a thing people say, like for PR purposes, they're like releasing the sex tape, whatever.
Absolutely, because you're like, I look so good when I fuck. People are gonna love this. Mm-hmm. That's I wouldn't call you a narcissist, but I would say that's narcissistic.
Yeah,
because I would never want to see a videotape of myself having sex.
Literally
that's
never.
like one of my biggest fears is having a tape of me. Like I think of that episode from Friends. Why do I keep bringing up Friends?
I don't know. Like have you been watching Friends recently?
I don't even watch Friends. Like
I mean, it's weird.
I swear to God, like, and I'm one of those people that's like Seinfeld's better than Friends.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I'm with Noah on the argument, and for some reason, Friends is in my
Friends
brain.
Is just too relevant.
But there's an episode where they like they accidentally tape themselves having sex, and they're watching it, and they're like, "Ooh, no," and it just stuck in my head. Like if Jennifer, I know it's not real, so it's pointless.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if Jennifer Aniston doesn't even want to see herself have sex, why should I want to see myself have sex?
Facts. That's honestly facts. Have neither of you? You've never taped yourself like just to see?
No, I have not.
Yeah, I have.
Same. Yeah. I was like, I taped myself once with this is so embarrassing, with my college boyfriend, and we on a digital camera. There was not.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like I didn't have an iPhone yet.
Well, that's the
and
move.
He had an iPhone. Well, so we broke up, and obviously, and he like had the camera still, and I was like, for years, in the pit of my stomach, I was like, one day that video is gonna come out, and we both looked awful. Like it was a joke. We were blacked out drunk. Like we thought it'd be funny. It was not. It was so embarrassing. I couldn't even make it through watching it. Like I couldn't, and I will watch everything. I couldn't even do it. I was so embarrassed. And it was ridiculous. I'm so embarrassed thinking back about it.
Stop. See, that's what I'm talking about.
No, it was awful. And obviously, like nothing happened. But then we broke up, and like he had it for a long time, the camera, and I was so paranoid about it. And then we ended up hanging out like one time years later. I like invited him out. We went out to dinner, and like he ended up staying over. I don't know why I did that. I felt bad about it. And but he brought the camera with him. He's like, oh, by the way, I like still have this. I figured you might like want it. And which he's a really nice guy. Like he would never fuck me over like that. But I got it, and the minute he like gave it back to me, I was like, I have nothing to worry about. Like I never have to worry about anything again, because I don't have shit. Like I'm not like a nudes person. The only other times I did send him like a single nude in college, because we were long distance people. And he sent it to all of his fraternity brothers. I found it out years later.
Oh, no.
And I'm mortified. I was like an adult. I was like 25 or 26 when I found out. And I was like, are you fucking serious?
That
like,
ain't
come
right.
on.
I hate
so I was really
that.
upset about that.
Why do guys
so fuck him for
share
that,
their
honestly. But
nudes? It's your
I don't get
girlfriend.
it. I don't get it.
I can't imagine they like their girlfriend that much. Like,
Yeah,
you
like,
may
no,
like
look
you,
at
but you
my
guys weren't in
girl.
love because
No, that's what I'm saying.
wouldn't
If we were,
have
if he like loved me so much as he said he did, he would never have sent.
he wasn't
It
jealous.
was not like a cute. Yeah, it wasn't like a cute. It was just like a weird mirror pic. I'm so awkward with nudes. I'm a bad like sexy pic taker.
Right.
I'm not ever sending nudes. I can't ever send like. I can barely take selfies. I can barely take photos.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate the way that I look always in images. And there's just no way, unless I'm blacked the fuck out, am I taking like a sultry photo of me
all of a
looking
sudden you
into
turn
the
into a
camera, like
porn star with a
laying
little
on the
alcohol.
bed, like
yeah,
no,
no,
with like
I don't want
soft
my face
lighting
in it.
around me, like
Yeah.
fuck off, literally
get
fuck off. Get over yourself.
sensual with it.
Although
I've
people,
never-
it's nice of people that do that. I shouldn't talk shit because people do that and they look fire, but it's just that's not me.
I've never filmed myself having sex because that makes me very paranoid.
Just don't
like
do
I can't
it.
even imagine.
It's not
But I
worth
will
it.
say, wow, we had a scavenger hunt with like a whole group of friends. And one of the things to do was you had to run around your old high school track naked, and everyone else, like other groups, were using their phone to film.
Oh, shit.
But I was like, I'm gonna use my camera. Like I had a camera, and I was like, we'll use my camera.
Yeah.
And I ran around my high school track butt ass naked.
Damn.
On film, on a camera. And I was the only one to have it because we never, you know how scavenger hunts go. It's like, oh, everyone, we're going to hand these in and everyone's going to like win. And it's like by the time the night ends.
Who was orchestrating this?
So honestly, like Glenny
Was
Balls
this for cheerleading?
was like,
Oh my God, Glenny Balls. Why is he always involved in these fucking stories?
It was always the grade above would judge the grade below.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Glenny was above me.
What was
so
this
like
for?
he,
What was this
a
for?
scavenger hunt, just like not for school or anything, just for like groups of friends. That,
Oh,
like,
just your phone. Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
so like
we did something similar for like cheerleading.
yeah,
It's
no,
like a
this
thing.
was not
Yeah, yeah.
an in-school thing. This was outside of
Okay,
school.
okay.
And the grade above group always grades the whatever. And so Glenny's group of friends were grading our group, but I never handed my camera in because by the end of the night, everyone was too drunk. It kind of turned into a party. So I am the only one to ever see this video of me and like 3 other people running around my high school track butt ass naked. And I deleted it as soon as I watched it the next day because there is nothing worse. Nothing worse than watching yourself run naked.
No,
Everything.
I
like,
can't even.
That
the
picture
thought,
yourself running around naked on
Nope.
your high school track. Like
Absolutely not.
that's
It's like, that's
that-
disturbing.
I
it's
literally can't think about
disturbing.
it.
And
Disturbing.
it
I don't wanna
sometimes
see
I'll
that
just like
No.
be laying
myself.
in bed at night and I think about that and I'm like, oh my God, thank God
God.
I did not hand that camera in.
So
Oh,
it's just so
my
mortifying.
God.
It's so mortifying
Imagine I
in real
handed that
life.
camera in and Glenny has had a visual in his head of me running around my high school track naked.
That would be.
That's a nightmare.
That would be a nightmare. That'd be a true
Running around
nightmare. That'd be
naked.
horrible. And I'm sorry. And I'm happy for you that you were smart enough to put it on a digital camera as well, and that nobody ever saw it because
Yeah.
that's
Thank
mortifying.
God.
That's how I felt about my quote unquote sex tape. I was like, thank God this is on a digital camera and not like easily shareable. I mean, who knows? Maybe I think the camera actually died or something. Like there was a reason why I was feeling like, oh, like this will go nowhere. Like this is nowhere. I think I still have the camera somewhere though. I'll look for it.
Ooh,
I'll look for it
get
when
the
I get
tape.
home.
Let us watch.
I was
Let's
like,
delete.
no, oh
Let's
my
do a
God, no.
live
I would
viewing.
sooner die. I would sooner die. I won't even watch it. I really won't.
With nudes though, I feel like I would never send a nude now. Like
No,
never
I
would
don't
I
get when
ever
people do
send a
that.
nude now because I just feel like it would be a matter of time before someone had it because I got hacked so much in the last few years.
My Snapchat got hacked last week.
I was
Yeah.
gonna
They
say
have
I want to
pictures,
after you
and
say
I'm
this
waiting
I
for
want
them
to
delete.
hear about the rest of your
Right.
hacking.
I've been hacked so many times. Like this summer was miserable. Remember, Noah, the amount of times I got hacked this past summer? Like
I'm
it was, and
remembering
I
that
couldn't
too.
figure it out. I couldn't get them out, and Apple wouldn't help me. Nobody would help me. It was miserable.
Was it just
but
on Snapchat?
thankfully, no, it was on my phone, inside my phone. Like it was not
Like your
with
Apple
Apple,
ID,
like my
right?
Apple ID, like, and Apple couldn't figure it out. They wouldn't cancel my ID because every time I canceled it, he got in somehow to uncancel it. Like it turned
Oh,
into an
that's my
absolute
biggest fear.
disaster. Yeah, that happened to me all summer long. It was miserable, but thankfully I had lost all my pictures prior to that, so I didn't have like any sort of nudes or anything on there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am never sending a nude ever again because that is my biggest fear. Is like,
Yeah, it's
and it happens. Obviously, it's like a thing that happens all the time, but it's still just like I feel like the most humiliating thing knowing like everybody on the planet can
fucked
now
up.
see what you look like.
It's really fucked up.
Yeah.
Brie, tell us about how you think it's like your ex-boyfriend or whatever. Tell us that story because I want to talk about state revenge porn
Fucking
laws.
scary. Okay, so my Snapchat, I got logged out the other day, but I wasn't on my phone. I was recording my other podcast while I was doing it, so like I didn't check. I didn't know that someone was in my Snapchat, but they didn't hack it. They knew my username and password. So like it had to be someone
Interesting.
that knows me somehow knows me. And they messaged my boyfriend and messaged them, hey, can you send us videos of us having sex with a monkey emoji? And he was like, what? Like, this is not Brianna. What the fuck? So he
I've
FaceTimes
never
me.
seen you use a monkey
Like,
emoji
why
of
the
any
Yeah.
like
kind.
what? My
Oh my God,
ex-boyfriend
imagine-
used to use those emojis.
Really?
So I pieced this all together, but I didn't know that it was him at that moment. And my boyfriend calls me and is like, what the fuck? What? Someone's on your Snapchat? I'm like, oh my God. And they were scrolling up and saving a bunch of videos. And in like, I don't have like sexy nudes, but I'm like drunk, hungover, and my tit will be hanging out like in me and my boyfriend's things.
That's funny.
So they saved a bunch of stuff and I'm like, I don't know what they have. And then I put on like 2-step authentication thing. And then my ex-boyfriend, who haven't talked to him in like 2.5 years, randomly DMs my friend that he hasn't followed or talked to in 2 years. And I'm like, why is he like randomly coming back? And it had to have been him. Like they knew my password.
That's so insane.
And
That's
you
really
haven't changed your
insane.
password since?
No, I've changed it a bunch of times, but like I only have like 4 main passwords.
I was gonna
you know?
say it's like if you only have a couple like
Right.
honestly, it's like me. If I some people know my passwords, my ex-boyfriend could get into my
log
shit.
in.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I got
That's
another text saying, "Here's your code,"
crazy.
and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And well, I was
so
sleeping,
ridiculous.
and
You
there
could
was
still
a-
save things in Snapchat. I don't
Yeah.
have Snapchat anymore.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
Oh no.
in all my memories. I'm like, there has to be bad stuff, in
Right, because you
there.
can save
It's just like
shit
from
sure.
high
just
school.
in Snapchat, right?
Yeah, it's like all my memories from high school. I'm like, just a waiting game, seeing if they're gonna leak anything. It's horrifying.
It is
Oh
horrifying.
no, that
That's
does
really
sound
bad.
terrifying.
I
I wish there was a way to like track down the phone,
Who
you
it
know?
was.
right.
I know.
When I was thinking about
They
this,
got to get better at that. The fact that they
know.
can't figure that out yet, or they act like they can't figure
They
it
don't
out,
wanna
is the
help.
most frustrating thing. Yeah, because everyone, or not everyone, but a lot of people are dealing with it. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, all right, well, but it's terrible.
No,
The
it's scary.
I was thinking about you last night when I was looking this up. This revenge porn obviously is a thing people are worried about. Like, and that's ex-boyfriends will like release your nudes or whatever. And I was like, this is interesting. This is what it says: prohibited actions. Well, each state, only 41 states, by the way, have rules that have to do with revenge porn. And well, each state has different laws. Most generally define the crime of revenge porn as any person with the intent to harass or annoy another who publishes or distributes electronic or printed photographs, pictures, or films that show genitals, anus, or female breast of the other person, or depicts that person engaging in a sexual act. And here's a couple random things. Like, let's say Arizona, it's a class 4 felony, punishable by 1.5 years in prison and a fine up to $150,000. New York, there's nothing. New York, there's no rule. Connecticut, it's a class A misdemeanor. Hawaii, it's a class C felony, up to 5 years in prison and a fine.
Oh, shit.
Georgia, aggravated misdemeanor, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like there's weird
Yeah, I don't
shit.
even know why
they're
people
all different.
still share
Massachusetts,
shit when they know they're gonna
no specific porn law in Massachusetts. It's like, it's weird that all the bigger states like don't have rules, but all these other states have like Nevada, 1 to 4 years in Nevada state prison, fine up to $5,000. Like, how do they come
Does
up with
Ohio
this?
Everyone's got to
have
get on the
anything?
same.
Yeah, New
everyone's gotta get on the
Jersey,
same page.
New Jersey, it's a felony, 3 to 5 years in prison, a fine not to exceed $15,000.
Does it say anything about Ohio? Because that's
Let's
where my
see.
revenge porn would be leaked.
Ohio is no specific revenge porn law.
That's tough.
It's crazy.
That's
Like it makes
unfortunate.
no sense to me. This like
Yeah,
how this
that-
goes
I feel like everyone's got to get on the same page about
completely. New Jersey, it says in the thing, this is what it's considered revenge porn: making a non-consensual recording that reveals another person's intimate parts or shows the person engaged in a sexual act without consent. So like that to me sounds like it's you are recording them and posting it, like
Yeah.
not like hacking.
My
But I don't
ex
know.
that.
one,
Them knowing.
but
Yeah.
any pictures or anything that my ex has of me, I am like 17, so I would literally
Yeah, it's
make
Oh,
a
yeah,
picture.
forget it.
Yeah. That's the same.
Well, he's
thing.
on crack if he thinks that he
Yeah,
thinks
no,
that he
I
can
don't-
fucking
I
do
think-
this. No, there's no
well,
way.
I want to say that you're
I don't
good.
know if
Obviously,
it was
you don't
him
know,
because you
but
think
yeah.
like maybe he would have already done that.
right.
Yeah,
and
that's
but
true.
and
So long.
sometimes like with Snapchat, they make it seem, or anytime somebody logs in, they make it seem like they know your password, but it's just like
Yeah.
a weird hacking
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
you really never know, but that would be really shitty.
Yeah.
Really shitty.
Well, you know, if he's
had, like,
listening, he should, we'll
yeah.
ruin his fucking life. Like, I'll
Yeah.
ruin your fucking life. Don't think I will hesitate to ruin your fucking life. 'Cause I
Yeah,
will.
Yeah,
exactly. We'll
facts.
track you down.
We'll ruin your
Yeah.
life.
We
Don't
have a
put it
particular
past
set
us.
of skills.
Exactly. We were just talking about how we can plan murders. Like, we were just talking
exactly.
about that.
I had, when I first started working here and I was an intern, they started commenting that there was this nude of me, right? And like this picture went everywhere and it, like all over. And I was like, oh my God, intern Ria's nude, intern Ria's nude. And it just was not me. And
Yeah.
still to this day, people think it's me. And they were like, oh, we've seen Ria's asshole. We've seen, and it's just not me. Like at this point, I would say it's me.
Yeah.
Because then at that point, maybe people are like, oh, cool. All right, we see Ria's asshole. That's cool. But it's just not me.
asshole pic?
An asshole pic. Lime green wall. I never had a lime green wall. I wouldn't be caught dead with a lime green wall. So that was like my first complaint about the whole thing. But literally just an asshole pic. And nobody ever believed me when I would say it's not me. They'd be like, yeah, of course you're saying it's not you. And I didn't know what to do. I remember emailing Dave and Gaz and Erica being like, like they're like posting this. I had no idea I was an intern. I was like, they're like posting this nude that they're saying it's me, but it's not me. Like, what do I do? And they're like, just ignore it, like whatever.
Yeah.
And they like block, they got those comments blocked, and they took care of that. But to this day, I think people still think it's me, because I got a message from a girl one day and she was like, Rhea, like, I just have to tell you, my boyfriend or something, like, works with your ex-boyfriend, and he said he has this nude of you, whatever. And I was like, is it a picture with like a lime green wall and somebody's asshole? And she was like, yeah, that's what it is. I was like, that's not me, and that's not my ex-boyfriend. First of all, like, that guy's just pretending to be my ex-boyfriend, because like you, like, the last person I sent nudes to besides Hank was my boyfriend when I was 16 years old. Like,
So
it would literally child porn, and those would never be anywhere. Like, I know he would never put those anywhere, because I'm 23, like, and that I was 16.
That would be,
like, that's literally
illegal.
Do you think exes keep nudes? I think you should delete them and get, like, that's so creepy.
I think it really depends.
I think exes, like, guys almost always keep nudes.
I know.
I think that they
It's
have
so
so many
creepy.
guys, and it's fucking ridiculous. And it's not something that I have, but I've like thought about it. Guys have like the vault, those like other side vaults of like photos. You know what I mean? Like, they have those other apps that are like, keep your photos in here and you can lock them up, whatever. Guys fucking do that all the time. I've had like three of my exes have all had that, and I've seen it, and whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous.
Like a calculator app.
Yeah.
thing.
Yes, it's fucking stupid. Whatever. It's like, guys think that we don't know these things.
Yeah.
It's like, I know that shit. I know that you have all the photos of like all the bitches that you like got pictures out of. Like, I'm not stupid. I want to hear something so weird. And I told this story the other day. I kind of forgot about it. When I was in early years of high school, I like I said, I'm not like a nude sender. I've had really bad experiences like sending nudes. I think I've sent maybe 3 in my life. And one of them was in high school, and it was probably the first nude I've ever taken. It was so weird. I was like my face wasn't in it obviously, but I was like laying on my bed, and I had like a flip phone, camera phone. And I remember like trying to do it, and it was like my body a little bit, but it was, again, I was like 16. I definitely had no boobs. Like, it was probably the weirdest nude of all time. But I sent it to this guy, and he and all of his friends had been getting nudes from all these girls and putting them all onto a file on a computer. And then one day they took all the nudes and were spamming them back to the girls that they got them from. So like, I got like 6 texts from 6 different people of my nude. Like, they were sending it like pictures of me, like spamming me the picture of myself from like 5 different people. Isn't that fucked up? Me and a bunch of girls. Like, it wasn't just me. It was like a whole group of girls.
That's like, frightening.
Isn't that horrible?
Yeah.
I still know that kid, by the way. I like still hang out with that kid occasionally, and I never bring it up. I think I'm definitely going to bring it up.
What's wrong with you?
Well, because it was so long ago, and I was so fucking
that's not your
embarrassed.
fault,
I also
of course.
pretended it
I don't
wasn't
know why
happening.
I just said
No, I
what's
know.
wrong with you, but
you know what?
I would
though?
definitely say something.
I when that was happening, I like didn't understand what was going on, and I just didn't respond to any of it. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm just gonna hope it goes away. And it did go away, because everybody, like the other girls, like made a big stink about it. I just was like, I'm not gonna be involved in this. Like, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm just gonna watch my fucking back. And I never brought it up. And I think that this guy thinks that I forgot about it. I didn't. I didn't forget.
With that.
And I'm such an asshole to him.
Well, you're so horny and creepy. Like, why are men
It's
so
nuts.
gross?
The like it was like a
Perverts.
shame situation. That's what it felt like. Like, why would you spam it back to everybody? Also, it's fucking embarrassing. Like, I sent this to you, one person. Now I'm getting you and all your fucking friends individual texts from you all the same photo. It's fucked up. It's like
That is
very
super
disgusting.
fucked up.
And again, we were like 16. Same thing.
Yeah,
It's
in my high
disgusting.
school, all the guys, they had a group chat just called Nudes, and they would share every nude that they got, and they had a whole group chat of everyone's nudes.
It's just
so
wild.
wrong.
Like, I think
It's
I
so
look back
wall.
and I think like, yes,
It just
everybody
gives me
did
the
that.
heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like
but
everyone did that.
every boy in high
Right.
school
Yeah,
did
but that
that, but
shouldn't
it's
be
still
like-
weird.
But it's still
right?
fucking
like,
gross.
Right,
Like,
right.
why?
That's the problem with it. Is like, we're like, everybody did it, but it's still.
It's
I know.
disturbing.
It's so
Yeah.
disturbing. Can I also say though, if I get a dick pic, I'm showing everybody. Like, I show people immediately. I'm like, check out this dick pic that I just got. But not
mean,
necessarily.
fair enough.
Not necessarily if
Fair
I'm like
enough.
sexing. Yeah, unsolicited always. Not
Yeah.
necessarily if I'm sexing someone
Right,
and
you're
I
not
get the
just gonna
dick.
be like-
I'm not like, hey, check
you're not
out
gonna
like
give
my
up
boyfriend's
what
dick.
you're getting.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that. But if I get like unsolicited dick pics, I share them immediately.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, with my friends.
That's fair
That's
enough.
fair because you didn't ask for it.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Like, if I'm sending my tits around unprompted, I can assume
Right,
that it will get back
you're
to me at
just
some point.
DMing people
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you've never talked to
just
in your
sending
life
titties
a
out.
nude.
Right.
You should expect
That's a
that's
you
going to
problem.
pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you guys? Do you guys remember the fappening? when all
Yes.
this, all
The
the
what?
the fappening, when all the celebrities got hacked and like
Hope
all their
Solo
Hope
and-
Solo.
Oh,
Poor Hope
Solo's
Solo.
pussy pic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
poor Hope Solo.
Yeah.
Everybody called her roast beef after that.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
terrible.
It's terrible. It's so,
So
mean.
bad.
I'm laughing, but it's not funny. It's,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's funny, but it's not funny.
That's so
It's
brutal.
poor Hope Solo. And then Jennifer Lawrence was involved with that.
That's
Who
terrible.
else? A
I
bunch of
can't
people.
like. I just can't imagine being a celebrity like that, and then that happens. And I mean, if the thing is, it's like, I guess, comforting in a way that it happens to other people, but it still never makes it feel better. I bet.
Yeah.
You know, like
You feel
everybody,
so
you feel
gross.
violated that everybody's
course you
seeing
do.
you, everybody's sending it around, everybody's talking about it, everybody's judging you.
Right.
And
It's
that
embarrassing.
just, oh yeah, it's embarrassing, but they shouldn't be embarrassed for sending nudes. That's
No.
what sucks. Is like people end up making them feel embarrassed for sending nudes, because they're like, oh, you're a celebrity, like that's just what happens. But they have a right to their privacy too.
It shouldn't
even though
be
they're
that's what
celebrities.
happens. You know
Right,
what I mean?
exactly.
You're right.
That's
You're
what's
absolutely
crazy
right.
about
Shouldn't
it.
be. It's
Do you
so
know? Do
creepy.
you guys remember when Whitney Cummings was being like held hostage for her nudes, and she just like tweeted a picture?
Well, that
of
was
her
like
tits?
what
She's like, I'm just
Bella
gonna tweet the
Thorne did
photo.
that.
Yeah,
You know that
yeah, yeah.
She
And-
leaked her own, like, it was her, not, I know that she posted her tits after, but she posted the first picture she accidentally posted on her story, her tits hanging
Oh
out,
yeah,
and then
because in the
deleted it.
bath, right? And she
Yeah.
deleted
I was
it,
like,
and
how did
someone
you do
had
that
it
to
and kept it.
yourself?
Right.
Yeah,
and
and
she was like,
people
"Oh, people are
screenshotted
like, I put it up by accident. I deleted it right away. People screenshotted it and are like now blackmailing me to like release it again. But I already tweeted it the first time, so here it is again. Like it's just
Right,
my
and she just
boob
put
in the
it out.
bath. Like, what do you want?
Yeah, Bella Thorne did that. Like, I think I remember it was like Bella Thorne and Whitney Cummings back to back. It happened to them. We were interviewing Bella Thorne, and she said to us right before the interview started, she said, "Do you guys want to see my nudes?" And we thought she was just like playing around, like, haha, Bella Thorne. And I started off the interview being like, "Oh, we're here with Bella Thorne." She just asked us if she wants to see her nudes, like making a joke because I had no idea what she was talking about. And then later that weekend, she posted all her nudes saying someone was blackmailing her. I was like, damn, she must have really been going through it that day. I felt terrible.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like, I was
awful.
joking around because I had no idea what she was talking about. I thought she was
Damn.
being like, haha, you want to see my nudes? But that's just not the case. She was dealing with somebody literally hacking her and like harassing her, which is terrible.
It's super shitty. It's super shitty how that happens. I don't know.
Hackers are the
I wish
worst
that wouldn't
people
happen to
on earth.
people. Yeah, I say I wish that wouldn't happen to people. I think that's super shitty. I think everybody needs to mind their own fucking business. Although it's the same time, there's so much curiosity with people. Like I looked at the nudes from the fappening. Like of course I looked, but I'm like, I shouldn't be looking. I should feel
Right,
terrible
but
about
it's so
looking.
tempting when it's
but
a
you know what I
celebrity,
mean,
right? Like
and
a
that's why it makes
celebrity,
it.
like sex tape when
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian.
Oh yeah.
and,
I bought Kim Kardashian's sex tape.
Yeah, it's
Bought it.
like it's tempting for sure.
For sure, and it sucks that it's like that. But that's why I think that once it's out there and why these people they expose themselves or whatever, it's like people are going to look and then they're going to move on. It's like
Yeah,
either,
like I
either
can't
do it on your
lie
own
and say that I didn't look, or
either
or
do it on
wouldn't
your own
look.
terms.
Like I'm
yeah.
now that everyone's showing me, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna look at it.
I'm just
but
like, if anything were to get leaked, I would just hope it was something good. Like I don't want a pussy pic like that.
Same.
Like I
Yeah.
don't think there's one of. I don't think I have
I
one. But
definitely
like,
don't have a
what
picture of my pussy. I
if- or like
definitely
an
don't.
asshole,
No, for a fact
an
I
asshole
don't.
pic. Like come on.
That's
Yeah.
embarrassing, right? Like
But
I-
that's what sucks is people
Because it
I have to
wasn't
live
you.
with the fact that people think that asshole
Oh,
pic
people think
is
you're
me.
blasting
And
out
that-
Remember
asshole
my
pics.
fake
Terrible.
nude story in high school?
Yeah.
That was wide open vagina. I was like, come on.
No, it's
Right.
If I was gonna
crazy.
take a nude, it would just be like my boobs or my butt or something.
Completely
Right,
right.
exactly.
Boobs. Oh,
Keeping
mine's
it
always just like
classy.
Yeah.
boobs are like whoop, like lifting up my shirt, like not
Yeah.
even my shirt off. Like that's
Yeah.
that's how tame a nude would be coming from me. God no, nudes are
That's
nudes are
my
not the
biggest
jam.
nightmare. It's my
It's
Yeah,
a
it's
nightmare.
truly a
nudes are
biggest nightmare.
We can lead into the third topic, nightmares.
All right, girls, before we start talking about nightmares, after all that nude talk, those hard decisions that need to be made, those worries that we have, sometimes we need to get a little help. We need a little better help. We need a little therapy, a little online situation, customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist if you so choose. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to, which is something that I like because
It's a lot less intimidating than
yeah.
going into therapy.
it's almost like I'm on a phone call or something. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like it's a little easier to get talking, to get my lips moving, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a lot more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours, which is something that BetterHelp is really good at. That's one of their main selling points, honestly. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people don't have that kind of turnaround, especially if you're struggling and you need help right away. So you can just go ahead and join the millions of people who are seeing what therapy is really about. And it's always a good time to invest in yourself because you are your greatest asset. That's what they have to say for us. So right now, this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and our listeners will get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/hi. That is BetterHelp.com/hi. All right, shall we discuss nightmares, ladies?
Yes, we shall.
I think that I feel as if most days are a nightmare.
Well, that was
Do we
dark.
feel that way? Does anyone else feel that way?
Yeah.
Maybe not the whole day every day, but a lot of times
Today
I'm
is
feeling
a
like
nightmare
it's a
for me.
nightmare.
Waking up hungover and doing this and then having to go on a train and not throw
Yeah,
up. That's
that
a
sounds
nightmare to
horrible
me.
for you. I feel bad for you and your nightmare day.
Yeah, it's my fault.
What about you,
I make my
Rhea?
nightmare.
I don't think every day's a nightmare.
That's good.
That's nice. That's good.
Don't really like to think that way because I feel like that would be a miserable way to live my life. I like to be happy every day. I, of course, went through a period of time where every day was a nightmare, but I feel like I'm out of that now. And so I like to just appreciate the happiness. You know what I mean?
I think that's a good way to look at it. I also think, though, sometimes you don't choose to think that every day is a nightmare, you know? Sometimes
No,
you
I
just-
know
you-
you're not. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
I was
Sometimes
in a
you
period
just-
of time where I
yeah.
did not choose for every day to be a nightmare. It just was every day was a nightmare. But now that I'm out of that, I'm like I can pick. You know, like I feel more so that I can choose.
You're on the
whereas
up.
like I felt like my hands were tied for a little bit. Whereas now I'm like, oh, I feel pretty decent day to day.
There you
so
go.
I'm gonna ride that.
Do you guys have nightmares often? Like in your
Not
brain?
often.
No, but I grew up
I have crazy
having
dreams.
night terrors
Oh, yeah? How was that?
because of my disease that I had, and then I was like on a
The
bunch
one
of
with the
steroids.
napkins? The one with the napkins?
No, that's the sensory issues that came after the disease. You know, the whole
Okay,
thing.
okay.
But I was on like a bunch of steroids and a lot of medicine, so I would just have night terrors, and I would scare the shit out of my siblings. They said that's why they were like kind of afraid of me growing up because
That
I
is
would
crazy.
like scream in the middle of the night. Apparently just at the top of my lungs, screaming, crying. I don't really remember any of this, but this is what my family says about me. And my siblings were like, yeah, it's fucking terrifying. Like, we were scared of you and we thought you were like a demon
That's
baby.
so creepy.
Wow.
Because, I mean, they were younger, so they didn't really understand that I was like sick,
yeah, yeah.
you know? But
Oh,
at
of
the same
course. No, you
time,
can never- you
obviously-
can
My
never
nightmares
tell.
are always my family dying, and then I wake up crying. Like those are my nightmares. Are always like people close to me dying, and I'm like at their funeral. I remember
That's sad.
one nightmare. I fell asleep on my couch, and in my dream, I'm at my dad's funeral, and like I didn't get to say bye, and he was dead, and I was bawling my eyes out in my dream, and then I woke up hysterically crying. I was
Damn.
like, that's a tough nightmare.
Those
That's
are the
worse than
worst.
like
That's
monsters.
more of like an emotional mare.
yeah.
Emotional mare, yeah.
Yeah.
I also think that a lot of the times you'll react physically in the real world to what your nightmares are. Like I'll wake up, if I have a bad nightmare, I'll wake up screaming, like I'll wake up yelling, shit like that. Or I'll wake up like talking or like
Yeah.
not so much yelling like but yelling like stop or go or something like that. And I like scare myself. I'm looking up this thing, nightmares in psychology. There can be a number of psychological triggers that cause nightmares in adults. For example, anxiety and depression can cause adult nightmares. Post-traumatic stress disorder is also commonly causes people to experience chronic reoccurring nightmares. Nightmares in adults can be caused by certain sleep disorders. I feel like we knew all that information probably.
Yeah, I feel like that's not
Yeah.
groundbreaking.
No,
but it
I
makes
feel like
sense.
that's it.
That picture that's up on the Google
It's
is kind of
creepy.
scary.
Yeah,
and
it's like-
creepy.
it's like
looks
a
like somebody on a
Shadowed
shower.
hands. Yeah, shadowed
Yeah.
hands on like a frosted glass. That's what that is. And it says anyone of any age, including young, middle-aged, and elderly adults, can experience disturbing nightmares. So pretty much anybody can have them. And I thought that was interesting because I know a lot of people that just don't even dream, don't have nightmares, don't have anything. And I feel like the only time I do dream is when I have nightmares. Like I don't have like
You
good
don't have
dreams.
just nice dreams.
No, I can't remember the last time I had a nice
I
dream.
feel so bad.
Isn't
for
it
you.
a thing where
Sometimes they start nice and they always turn bad.
if you smoke a lot, like you don't dream? I thought I've heard that before.
Oh,
I
is
have
that? 'Cause I
very
smoke a ton.
vivid dreams every single night, and they say that,
'Cause
but
it's,
I
like,
don't think
less
it's true
dramatic.
because
It's,
I
like,
have.
not as
smoking,
natural.
Actually, I'm not
Interesting.
dreaming
to
anymore.
go to
Really?
sleep that
And
way.
I used to have the craziest dreams. Like that's how my friends, if you ask them, they're like, her dreams are always fucked up. But now since I moved here and I started smoking a lot again, I don't dream anymore.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I dream every single night, and they are very vivid, and I remember them all the
Yeah,
time.
that's how I used to be, and I like.
But I
that.
smoke all the time too, so I don't see
So
a
you're not sure
correlation.
Do you
why?
smoke? I smoke like
smoke a
right
lot.
before bed to go to bed.
Yes, I smoke right before
I
bed.
was gonna say maybe if it was.
I
I think it's
I think
like
I'm, like,
not as deep as
50-50.
sleep when you do that. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of just like a fake.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's why I'm so tired all the time. I don't know. I have it depends now. Like I always remember them, and they're super vivid when I have them, but they're fewer and further between now. And I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm smoking more weed, but
Yeah, that's weird.
But I
didn't
no,
really
I
think
can't remember
about
last
that.
time I had like a good dream. It's always nightmares, but they start off nice sometimes. It's always
so
like
sad.
yeah, it is. It's got all my friends in it always, and including like people that I hate, like every ex-boyfriend I've ever had, like all that kind of shit. And it'll turn into like a thing where everyone is around me talking to each other, and like living their lives and like purposefully excluding me, like pretending I'm not there and like not listening to me, and me trying to like run to keep up or like run away from something bad or yell for help and no one's paying attention to me. That's like my most common nightmare.
That's something that's from your life that's creeping into your
For sure.
dreams.
I mean, that's just textbook. Like, I feel like nobody's listening to me. That's just that. But that's my most common.
What do you guys?
I had a nightmare when I was little about my next door neighbors being vampires. I thought they were vampires.
Did you believe that?
Have you ever had dreams where you wake up and you believe them?
Yeah.
You go around your life believing them.
It was like a recurring nightmare. That one
I've had crushes
really
stem from dreams because like
Oh,
I'd had
yeah?
a dream about people. I bad timing. I did have a crush on David Dobrik a while ago because I was binge
he's
watching
cute.
all of his videos, and then I dreamed about him and I thought I knew him. Like we were friends in my dreams. So I was like, he's so cute. Like I love him.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have a crush on him because we know each other, but it was
Right.
a fucking dream.
And
Yeah,
then
it's
you
like,
wake
no,
up
I
and
don't.
you're like, wow, I feel so much closer to him.
Yeah. And I was like, I know him. He knows
Yeah.
me, but it's a
Right.
fucking dream.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Dreams are really strange. Do you think that food affects it? Everybody always says like food affects your dreams. Like chocolate, if you eat chocolate
Chocolate and
before
cheese,
bed,
I've heard.
it fucks up your thing. Which, by the way, I think I'm forever eating chocolate and cheese before bed. Like I have chocolate and cheese every day
yes.
as a snack
Cheese
at night.
definitely is like a little snacky snack.
Oh,
from the
big time
fridge.
snacky
It's
snack.
Like it's
Yeah.
the
Cheese, oh,
easiest thing to
God.
grab from the
Big
fridge.
time
is like
snacky snack.
a little cheese.
I've been hot on that like bark with the stuff in it. Like there's like little
yeah.
peanuts in it or whatever. The chocolate bark. I've been eating the shit out of that.
What's your biggest real life nightmare?
Ooh, good question.
Like if something in your life crazy, like what would it be? Your real life nightmare.
My real life nightmare is like all like my family all dying back to back to back.
Oof.
You know what I mean? I feel like that
Yes.
happens to people. Like
That really does happen to
they're,
people. It's
you
like all of a
know,
sudden like 5 people's
son will die, and then all of a sudden their husband dies.
Yeah,
and,
it's
like,
awful.
That just like my parents dying, then all of a sudden Hank dies, and then like Norman gets sick, and I just feel like that is my
Yeah.
biggest nightmare.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I don't even let myself think that high up into the nightmares. Like I don't even, you know what I mean? Like that is so valid. That's the thing. But that's not even
Yeah.
what came to my mind. What came to my mind was like my biggest nightmare is like everybody around me, I don't know, like embarrassing me in some way probably, or like calling me out for something or yelling at me or being upset with me. Like all my friends not wanting to talk to me because I did something and I can't talk my way out of it. I think would be
Yeah.
my biggest nightmare because I can pretty much talk my way out of a situation. But if I like really fuck up and people aren't accepting my apology or something, that is probably my biggest nightmare because I'll feel shut out, and that's clearly a fear.
Yeah, that's clearly
Clearly,
a
yeah,
nightmare. of
Clearly a
yours.
big nightmare.
All
of mine.
nightmare tied into
But
one.
yes, in like a real grand scheme of things, my whole family dying is
Is the biggest
worse.
nightmare. Yeah,
it's obviously worse.
I shouldn't be thinking of that daily, but
Yeah,
for
no,
some
you- I
reason,
feel like you do
something
think about
comes
that a
into
lot.
Yeah,
I think about death way too much.
I'm
Yeah.
terrified of it. Like I just
Sometimes in the night I'll think about death, but I have to like quickly stop because
then it's
I'll
hard to
start
fall
crying.
back
I'll
to
get
sleep.
anxious. I'll do
Yeah.
whatever. Like I cry about like the possibility of my grandparents dying once a week. I swear. Like it's
Yeah.
just, and they're old, like it will happen. But I just am like, I can't even think about it for more than a second because I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna puke. Like I can't. What am I gonna
It's
do?
so
How am I
scary.
gonna live through that? I don't know.
It's crazy.
It's horrible. What do you think about? Do you guys have you guys seen Inside Out, the movie?
Yeah.
no. I gotta watch.
You
it.
have
I think
never
I'm gonna watch
seen?
Inside Out tonight.
You have
never
to.
seen it?
I know.
Rhea, you
I
have
gotta
to.
watch Inside Out.
It's one of
There's
the
a
best.
part. There's a part in Inside Out.
Everyone always raves
it
about
is
Inside
so
Out. It's like
creative.
99% of
Yeah,
Rotten
you're gonna
Tomatoes.
fucking love it.
No,
I
it's
can't believe
really
you haven't
good.
seen it. It's
I
really
just got
funny.
chills thinking about it.
No, it's so good.
Don't spoil anything.
No, I'm not
I saw it in
spoiling
the
it, but I can
movie
tell
theater.
one part of the movie is that they do like this silly play on dreams, and they're like messing with the dreams behind the scenes, so it like turns into a nightmare. It's so creative. Like the whole show is so good. What do you think about Nightmare on Elm Street? Do you think that Freddy Krueger has made everybody afraid of nightmares more than they need to be? Afraid of the dark,
I've
the
actually
night.
ever watched that.
I'm not scared of like Freddy Krueger or
No?
anything like
Did
that.
you see those movies?
Yes. Because I watched them when I was younger and wasn't afraid of anything.
Yeah,
and so
true.
now it doesn't creep into my life. I think if I was afraid of things growing up, more so like scary shit, I'd be more afraid now. Now I'm terrified of it. If I were to watch it now, I'd be very
be
paranoid.
afraid,
But
yeah.
because I saw it so long ago when I was younger and not afraid, it just doesn't.
That makes
not
sense.
something that like looms over me.
I feel like that fucked up a lot of people. I know my parents talk about it, like as it's scary. Like how in the way that I talk about The Ring, where I'm like, The Ring is
Oh
the
my
scariest
God.
movie I've ever
The
seen in my
Ring is-
life.
yeah. The
But
Ring
then I've
is scary.
rewatched The Ring, like as an adult, and it's not scary. Like there's terrible special. I mean, it's still scary, but there's really bad special effects and whatever. But the Nightmare on Elm Street thing is, the way that they depict it in that movie, it's like you fall asleep and all of a sudden it's like kind of hazy and kind of sideways and like shit. You can tell it's how it feels when you're in a dream. And it's funny how like everybody has that same feeling, that feeling of like, it's wavy. I can't really see. I can't really walk. I can't really like run. I can't yell. I can't do whatever. I wonder what that is that like stretches across all people that happens.
Imagine if there was a way to record dreams. Like, do you know how many
would
amazing
love
movies
that.
there would be, and we would be movie stars?
Completely.
Yes.
I would love that.
The movies would be awesome.
Yeah.
If your dreams were reality shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like instead of your real life, it was just all of your dreams played out as episodes. Oh my God.
Dude, the content.
Best show
It
on
would
TV.
be
It'd be
so
amazing.
crazy.
Best
It'd be
show on
perfect.
TV.
I would love it so much. All right. Do you guys want to get into some voicemails?
Yes, I think it's time.
Get popping. All right, girls, let's get into voicemails. We have a few people calling in, as always. Noah, let's start with narcissist bad rep.
Hi, guys. So, love you all. You all are hilarious. Love the podcast. Anyway, I wanted to call and talk about narcissists. So, this is going to sound a little bad, but, like, I think narcissists get a really bad rep. Like, it's like, why is it bad to love yourself? Why is it bad to think you're the hottest person in the world? Like, I'm sorry, but I love myself. Like, I don't know why you're deemed as, like, this insane psychopath, but I don't know. I guess that's my only thoughts. Like, I feel like I'd rather be a narcissist than someone who has, like, zero self-confidence. I don't know. That kind of sounds, like, super bitchy, but yeah. So, let me know your guys' thoughts on that. And yeah, I love you. Have a great day. Bye.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of touched on that when I
sure.
said, like, if you don't say you're the best, nobody's going to think you're the best. And if you, like she said, having zero confidence, like, that's just, like, then people are going to think you're the worst.
I also would go out on a limb and say that this girl is not a narcissist. Like, that to me doesn't sound like, that
No,
sounds
I
like
don't
more of
think
the
she
joke,
sounds-
like the way that I'm talking, where I'm like, I feel obsessed with myself. Like,
Right,
I'm
like,
fantastic.
yeah.
I'm beautiful.
Why can't I
Like,
love myself?
Yeah, no, right.
Why can't I think I'm funny?
Self-love and narcissism are different.
But I think,
She's
yeah,
correct.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
I think narcissism is like, you kind of just have no respect for anyone else.
Exactly.
Right,
yeah.
but it's also what we said, like when people confuse the word narcissist for something
and
else, and then
vanity.
like she's saying, like that's not exactly loving yourself isn't exactly narcissism, but now everyone's like, oh, you're a narcissist.
Yeah, exactly. It's too much. It's the word is used too often. Let's see. Let's play. I can't remember which one of these is better. Nudes in your bedroom. Do that.
Hello, ladies. This is Megan from Kansas City, the Kansas side, not the Missouri side. And I'm calling in about a awkward, weird nudes story. And this is even more weird as I sit in my school parking lot because I teach third grade. But in college, we had this random roommate that was always a little sketchy, needed to fill a spot, so, you know, you find people, but through the grapevine of one of my friends who was talking to a weird army kid, her nudes came out. And guess where she took her nudes at? In my bedroom. I have curly hair. You could see all my curly hair products. You could see my bedspread. And then in my nice big mirror was her naked ass. So that was always weird. And love you guys lots. Hope you enjoy my awkward, weird nude story. Love ya.
I think that this is ridiculous. If you were taking, like, you need to take nudes so bad that you're like taking them all over the place. Like, you got it. There's something wrong. You don't need to take that many nudes of yourself. You don't.
Yeah, I feel like there's a time and a place. I remember my cousin asked me once, she was like, is it wrong for me to take nudes in my grandma's bathroom right now? I was like, go for it. I mean,
you
listen,
do you, but
now's the time. If you're bored at Grammy's, like,
Yeah.
I guess if you want to get a nude off, go for it. It's funny in theory until
Yeah.
you're like, wait, that's my grandma's bathroom. and
Right,
I'm
like, if you
naked
remember,
in a
like,
picture sending it to somebody.
Exactly. Someone's like jerking it to your grandma's curtains. Like, remember that. You know what I mean?
when you put it like that.
Yeah, it's like you got to remember. Look, I think location is key. I think you always, if you're taking a nude, it has to be like the most ambiguous background of all time. Like, it cannot. There can be nothing in the background that just like shows where you are.
Right,
Can't
right.
have that. All right, we'll do one more. Michael Jackson.
Hey guys, this is really, I think about this all the time. So, oh yeah, love the podcast, by the way. So basically, I'm calling about nightmares. I had this really horrible, funny to me nightmare. One day I was in 5th grade. My aunt came over and I think she fell asleep. Yes, she fell asleep with me. And I had this dream, okay? I'm in my neighborhood and guess who I see behind me, chasing me? Fucking Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is chasing me with a fucking goddamn knife, okay? And somehow he gets a hold of me, and all I could think to do in my dream was to grab him by his hair and, like, shake him. And I wake up to my aunt screaming, Amanda, what the fuck? Essentially, I was stuffing my aunt's face into the pillow and pulling her hair. It was a crazy nightmare.
Oh my God.
It was funny to me. I don't know if it'll be funny to you guys, but yeah, I mean, Michael Jackson chasing you with a knife around your neighborhood. And of course, in your dream, you're like running slow-mo. So yeah, just had to call in and say that. Love you guys. Love the pod. Yeah, have a great day. Bye.
You know what that reminded me of, that story, for some reason? Your like Paula Abdul problem. Like that sounds like it's like same vein.
There's something scary, you know? But Michael Jackson is more so like, I was scared of Michael Jackson too.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's a fair thing to say. I think a lot of people are scared of Michael Jackson.
Nightmare in general.
Yeah.
Right. I just feel like a lot of
What was the
people
South Park thing? What did they make him say?
Oh shit, I forget. I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
could picture it in my head, but I don't remember exactly. Maybe throw the clip in at the end once you find it. Post.
Also, maybe I'm combining your stories because also I know that Michael Jackson is scary in Scary Movie 3.
That's what I said. Scary Movie 3, but I was like, it's funny. Yeah, until Michael Jackson's in it, and I'm
when
terrified.
his nose falls off on the ground.
Oh my
Fucking
God,
ridiculous.
stop. And The Ring is also in that one. It's crazy.
Scary Movie 3
is scary.
Is scary, but also the best scary movie. Everybody says like 1 and 2 or whatever.
Oh, no, 3 is the best, but also
with
the
Anna
scariest.
Faris. Yes. Right. So I might watch that later. Scary Movie 3 is so fucking funny.
And isn't Simon Rex in that too?
Yes, Simon. And they're doing signs, like, so there's the girl in the corn.
Love Simon Rex.
Me too. He's so hot, honestly. Love him so much. But as always, thank you guys for calling in. Those are amazing. We love them every week. So if you want to call in to be featured, it's 551-258-3436.
All right. On this week's table read, we are doing a scene from Couples Retreat. And I feel like this movie's a classic that no one really appreciates it as much as they should.
I completely agree with that. I don't think that people appreciate this movie enough at all. It's so funny.
Stellar cast.
Stellar.
Great fucking cast. Hopefully we can live up to it. Let's do it. Let's get after this table read.
I've been talking about Couples Retreat for my entire being.
So good.
It is a travesty that they have 11% on Rotten Tomatoes. They should have at least 70%. Trust me, I've been fighting the good fight for a Couples Retreat for a long time. If you listen to Chicks in the Office, you know that. It may have even gone down to 10%. That's how
it went
dirty
down?
I'm looking
Rotten
up right
Tomatoes
now. I'm looking up right now.
has done
10% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
That is fucking terrible. It's a great movie.
Criminal.
It's hilarious. So let's do it.
That's criminal. Wow.
It's out of control.
I'm actually fucking shocked at
As
that.
am I. So shocked.
I will be playing the part of Vince Vaughn. Kelly will be playing...
I'll be playing Joey, which is Jon Favreau, and also Ronnie, who is
Malin Ackerman. And you will be playing...
I just got a
Jason Bateman.
Jason and... Oh, I would fuck. And
Same.
Jason Bateman is my all-time.
Love him.
Man. All right.
And action.
Technically, I was bit by a shark.
Were you bit or were you nipped?
I mean, if you had been bit, you probably would have lost a great deal of blood.
I mean, what difference does it make to you two anyway, what you would call it? It hurt. I had shark teeth penetrate my skin. And besides this, it was...
That doesn't like make sense in there. Besides this.
I typed it wrong. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. And besides, this was your fault that it happened. The only reason I got bit in the first place was because you did the worst thing you could possibly do during that situation. You panicked and threw a bucket of chum in my face.
I did the prudent thing, and I got the hell out of the water. What was I supposed to do?
You know what? Remember it however you want to, and I'll remember how it actually happened.
Dave, I mean, really, did it penetrate your skin? Do you really need the bandage?
Lucy, I don't know what to tell you, okay? You tell me if I really need the bandage.
It looks like you scraped yourself on the ladder, maybe on the way out.
I'm sorry?
Did you get out of the water abruptly?
I don't know what to tell you. Maybe I have tough skin. Perhaps lemon shark don't leave that bad of a mark. Maybe they're packed animals and they're marking me for later. I don't know.
Dave, I was in a car accident once, okay? And it was really scary. I had nightmares.
I've been in a car accident too. Have you ever been bit by a shark?
I was never bit by a shark. I was just saying.
Say it again.
I was in a car accident.
No, say the last part.
I was never bit by a shark.
That's it. Then you shouldn't talk about it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and explain myself to a bunch of black and white suburban trash who don't know a damn thing about the ocean.
And you know about the ocean, honey?
I have some real field experience, honey. Yeah, I had a shark attack. I'm part of a very elite group of people who have been maybe struck by lightning, and not everyone can say that. And maybe that's what's going on here today. You know what? I don't want to get into an argument with it. I really don't. I'm really exhausted. It's been a long day. I'm going to go back to the room if you want to come with me.
Baby, I thought we were going to go to the waterfall tonight and have a little alone time.
Sweetheart, I'm a shark attack survivor. I'm fried.
Beautiful.
Good. That was a good one.
I love Couples Retreat.
Couples
Very
Retreat.
good.
I think that one clearly has to go to Rhea. I mean,
I'm a fucking star.
She's a fucking star. She can't be stopped.
unbelievable.
Can't be stopped. She's on a tear.
we're creating a
fucking
monster.
roll.
She's on a tear.
Yeah.
Hollywood,
So tough.
take me.
It's going to be
We're
very
building
tough.
this ego up.
It's showbiz, babes.
Showbiz, babes.
Showbiz, baby.